How to read a woman. If you are struggling to get results with women, or if you want to deepen the connection and closeness that you have with women or the woman you're in a relationship, listen up. Men often wonder, what is the best opening line to use when meeting a woman? How do you talk to a woman, and what should you say in a conversation with a woman to move things forward? But I want you to understand that that is the wrong way of thinking about it. See, women are emotional beings, much more emotional beings than men are. Whereas with a man, you can present things in a superficial manner and you can actually incentivize and motivate a man to do certain things. With women, it's a much deeper thing. Men, we live a little bit more on the surface layer in the world. We're constantly concerned with material acquisition, things such as status, overt power, things that can be almost visually observed. With women, it is much deeper than that. And that quality is something that I really appreciate about women. But the thing is, in order to communicate with women, you have to learn to speak the language of the feminine. Now, let me explain exactly what I mean by that. First, you need to understand that there is a difference between masculine and feminine communication. In masculine communication, it is a very straightforward, surface layer style of communication. It's very concrete. So for example, when you're in a business meeting, whether it's men and women or just men in that meeting, they're going to speak in very concrete, linear, and straightforward fashions. Women communicate in a very different manner. It's a much more indirect style, but really what you need to understand is that it's an undercurrent. See, I view the feminine essence much like water. If you look at a body of water, you can't see what's going on beneath the surface of the water, but there are currents moving along underneath the surface of the water that are controlling what happens on the surface layer. And much like water, if I take a rock or a pebble and toss it into a lake, you'll see it enter the water, and then you'll see ripples along the top of the surface. I want you to think about communicating with women much like that. So when men ask me the question, what should I say to open a conversation with a woman? Or when I'm on my date, what kind of things should I say on the date to get certain reactions out of the woman or to get a certain outcome? It's the wrong way of thinking about it again, because you're thinking in a masculine style of communication where you can speak A, B, C, D, and if it's the right thing to say, again, when you're talking to a masculine individual, if it makes logical sense, they'll usually go for it if it's in line with their agenda. With women, much different. It has to actually match the vibe that she has, and it has to actually resonate with the emotional undercurrent that she's feeling inside of her body. Now, again, when you walk up to a woman, I often give the guys the line, hey, excuse me, I thought you looked really nice, and I just had to give you that compliment. I want you to understand that the words don't actually matter. That's why I really don't give scripts. I could say a variety of different things. What matters is not what you say. What matters is that you're present and placing as much of your conscious attention and awareness onto the woman as possible, reading her, reading how she is reacting to what you say. So when I say, excuse me, I thought you looked really nice, and I just had to give you that compliment, what I'm doing is looking into her eyes, I'm gazing into her pupils, and I'm trying to see if they're dilating or if they constrict. I'm looking at her face to see, does she smile? Does she get natural crow's feet? Does her face soften? Or does she give me an artificial smile, showing that there's some tension there? I even look at a woman's throat. I look at her chest and shoulder area to see her rate of breathing. I want to see if it gets rapid, like she's getting stressed, or if it calms down and her body opens a little bit as we're communicating. On a moment-to-moment basis, I'm paying so much attention to the woman that the world around me disappears, and I am reading her literally every second while she is speaking and while I am speaking. The key to having a crisp mouthpiece with women is your ability to stay present to stop thinking about yourself, to stop wondering what she thinks about you, and to place your attention onto how you're making her feel and or how she's reacting to what's taking place. So often guys will go, how do you know when you should try and get her number? How do I know when I should go for the kiss on a date? How do I know, if I meet a woman at a bar, when is the right time to introduce the idea of us going to a different venue together? You know by paying deep attention to her on a moment-to-moment basis. So I may be in a conversation with a woman, and I might say, have you ever been to such and such lounge here downtown? I'm not actually, well, I am. I'm listening to what she says, but more importantly, I'm paying attention to all the micro communications taking place in her body to get a sense of how she truly feels. It's an endearingly charming thing to do, to place that much attention on a woman, and they will absolutely appreciate it. So I may ask a woman about her past, her relationship with her parents, her career, her goals, etc. And I'm listening to what she says, but I'm listening deeper into the emotional essence behind what she says. And that's how I get a sense of where she's really coming from, how she feels in this present moment, and what she needs next to experience satisfaction and fulfillment in the interaction with me. The more that you can master reading body language and paying deep attention to women and your woman in particular, the faster you will get better results and the much more deep your connection will be. Stay tuned for more advice like this. And if you're interested in improving the results that you get in your dating and relationship life, I want you to comment the word date on this video right now, and I will reach out to you to discuss possibly scheduling one free consultation call to discuss your goals and how we can help you level up.